Hello, this is Tyler Marintet from Sure to Shame, and I wanted to start doing these videos that are just kind of my thoughts on certain aspects of MMA culture right now, because I have a lot of opinions, and you're going to hear all of them. Today I just want to talk about Conor McGregor, and I have a real issue with the way that Conor's carried on ever since he left the featherweight division. Because the best thing that Conor ever did for the UFC, he was not making history as the first two-division champ. It wasn't setting box office records. Those things are great, and those will be remembered in years. But you need to realize that the best thing that he did was he created interest in the 145 division. Featherweights were considered boring. There's not much happening. Let me rewind the clock back to 2014, 2013. Jose Aldo had already started cleaning out the division. He'd already beaten Frankie Edgar. He'd beaten Chad Mendes. By 2014, he'd beat him twice. He'd beaten everybody they put in front of him. And people were starting to get bored with Jose Aldo. All these guys, everybody in the top 10 had been disgraced already. Their records tarnished. Everybody, they'd eaten each other alive. Then here comes Conor McGregor with a lot of noise behind him, a lot of hype. He talked trash. He danced and showboated inside the ring, and he had a clear-cut path to the title. And where the fun comes in for a lot of MMA fans is in the discussion. Who will win in this fight? The fights are purely academic, really. Because the real fun is your analysis beforehand. That's why I do the breakdown videos. It comes in saying, like, no, Jose Aldo will tear him apart with leg kicks. He has better wrestling. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I don't know if he really is. I'm just saying it. And saying why Conor McGregor can't win this fight. The featherweight division was filled with people that you just didn't care about at the time. But when you had to discuss whether Conor McGregor was going to get past him, because on his rise to power, Conor McGregor had a bunch of hand-picked fights. He fought Marcus Brimage. He fought Max Holloway, who wasn't the Max Holloway that he is today. He fought Dustin Poirier, who was a tough challenge, but a perfect style matchup for Conor McGregor. And he fought Dennis Seaver. None of these guys were really people you could care about at the time. They were all strikers. You knew everything about them. You knew Conor McGregor was a better striker than most of these guys. But, so, you had to find out who the wrestlers were in the division and why Conor wasn't fighting him. Conor wasn't picking fights with guys like Frankie Edgar, Ricardo Lamas, Chad Mendes, even Jeremy Stevens or Dennis Bermudez. So you had to, figure out, well, who can beat Conor McGregor? You had to become fans of people at the featherweight division. You got invested in featherweights. You wanted to watch when the featherweights were fighting because you wanted to see, I bet this guy could beat Conor McGregor. Everybody had their guy that they said was going to be the one who dethroned Conor McGregor as the next big thing. Everybody's like, oh, he'll never get past Jose Aldo. But the people who thought that Jose Aldo was going to lose that fight either way, a lot of people, nobody's going to predict 13 seconds, but there are people who are saying Jose Aldo was probably the best style matchup for Conor to win that. There are people saying that Chad Mendes on a full camp. Frankie Edgar will outwork him, no problem. Frankie Edgar will destroy him. Cub Swanson will get in his face and brawl it out with him. Ricardo Lamas can kick better than him. He'll wrestle him down. You had your guys that you thought would beat Conor McGregor. And then as soon as Conor McGregor beat Jose Aldo, 13 seconds, took the belt, Conor McGregor said, I don't care, and you shouldn't either. Nobody deserves any credit in the featherweight division. I was just a means to an end. Because the simple fact is, Conor McGregor was never a featherweight. He was a lightweight, possibly a welterweight, who was really, really good at cutting weight. Probably the best ever at cutting weight. He got to a point where he used these guys to build a legend for himself, then went on to fight at lightweight, where he belonged. He never belonged at featherweight, but he did great things. He built up his own stock, and he built interest in the division. But as soon as he did one of those things, he did his best to undermine the other. He built up his legend and then said, featherweight is full of bums. They are boring people. They suck as fighters. I could beat anyone I wanted to, so I'm not going to even bother. Don't bother putting them on. Why would you even have a featherweight title? I can come back and win it anytime I want, so who cares about the featherweight title? Meanwhile, you've got killers rising up. You got Max Holloway going on the run of his life and cutting a bloody swath through the division. And now he's your interim champ. And I desperately want to see Max Holloway versus Jose Aldo. I want to see the rematch. Max Holloway versus Conor McGregor. It's a different Max Holloway. A better Max Holloway. And you don't know how that fight would go. But Conor McGregor is never coming back to featherweight because he doesn't care about featherweight. There's no challenge for him down there in his mind. We saw what happened when Anthony Pettis went down to featherweight. He ran into tough times. Regardless of my feelings of Anthony Pettis, he saw that there isn't a big power difference. There isn't speed difference. Conor McGregor just wanted to go up where he can make more money. Now he has the built-in, well, this guy's bigger than me. Can I beat him? I wonder. Conor McGregor, you are the same size as these people. You're no smaller than Nate Diaz. You're not really that much smaller than, say, Edson Barboza or Khabib Nurmagomedov. You're bigger than Eddie Alvarez. So you, by going to featherweight, you built a legend for yourself as the featherweight monster who destroyed guys bigger than him. But then you discredited everyone in the featherweight division, and that's my issue with the Notorious one. Alright, let me know what you think about Conor McGregor. I'm sure this will be a very decisive conversation. Alright, Tyler from Sure Shame, signing off.